start off with SPY. Again, like the bears don't have any ammo, right? Like you agree with that. They do not have any any bear gaps that are open. They did open an island top last week, but then it became an island bottom, and then that got closed as well. So which is neutral, right? Like you don't have bears that are struggling to have any ammo, or not. Last week the bulls were not really strong enough to hold on to their island top as well, island bottom as well. So that. It's very neutral. But then yeah, this week, this bounce back, right? Like this bounce back, I did not expect that 517 to break, which was very very interesting, because when I let me show it to you on SPX, which was where I was also telling you, right? Like we are bull flagging here, and we might break and see 5200 pretty soon. This was exactly where I was telling you that, like if you go into the game plan channel, we had that talk where, let me see, I can just say 5200, I would get it right. I think we will ping 52. Yeah, there you go. So this was where I kind of was telling you, right? Like actually I have the same thing in game plan. Game plan is better. Sorry, right? Like wait, that was not it. Yeah, going back to 50, this was about 751, right? Like this was exactly 751, right? Like this was where I was telling you, we this break here is where I was telling you, 5180 broke, and we closed higher, right? Like you see this candle here. That was where I was like, okay, you know what, we will probably see 5200. This is a nice bull flag that's happening intraday, and that's after which we kind of raged back higher towards 5200. We hit that trend line, went right back down, and then went, like right, like it's amazing how accurate this TA was. This was a nice clean bull flag, and then we kind of broke out. So like that was when I was like, okay, you know what, 517 might break, and we probably will see 520 retest, and that's exactly where we retested. Obviously we kind of rejected 520 again, saw 517, which is again, why did I not see 517 break? Is obviously it was a strong resistance before, and right now it kind of blew through like butter, and then I thought this would be the retest point for it to make go back lower, but then that didn't happen, right? Like obviously we did not lose money, but then it's fine, right? Like the we had a plan. We saw that it was not working, so we stayed out. The people who were bullish, obviously we did play some calls also, right? Like we said Meta was looking extremely bullish, and obviously I did not get a fill. Most of them did pretty well on Meta, but when 517 kind of broke, that's where like we should not be in our puts. That was our stop loss as well. So this level here, that's where I thought we would have a retest, and then we would just go back down. But it didn't really materialize like that. But then once we broke above 517, we went to 520. That is where we are level to level traders, right? Like that is what I keep telling you. Don't look for, okay, if someone asks me, is SPY going to 530? I don't know, right? Like I really don't know. There's 520, 523, 525, 528, and then comes 530. So that's going to be my answer. If someone right now comes to me and says, oh, are we going to 508? I really don't know. First, we have to fill this bull gap, right? Like we have to fill this bull gap. The bull gap will act as support. There will be a dead cat bounce again, and then make a lower high, and then go right back down. So right now, how I kind of see things, there are a couple of reasons why I said that this might be a dead cat bounce. Is the first one is, if you see the volume on the sell, right? Like this, see this selling volume. Look at this. It is absolutely bonkers, right? You would agree. And after that, let's see how the volume on this particular bounce is. Very, very low, right? So that is essentially why I think it's a dead cat bounce. It's not real buying per se. And the other part, obviously, we were talking about it on Friday, is the internals were not looking as good. VIX was not falling off. VIX, obviously, I still believe. I mean, I believe. I had that comment out there where the VIX actually went green for a brief amount of time, right? Like, yeah, there you go. The VIX did go green for a brief amount of time on Friday as well. So that was some indication for me saying, okay, the internals are not showing the strength in for this bounce that we are seeing. Obviously, it was also an inside day, right? Like if you look at the daily, it was an inside day. We did not recapture the trend line that we broke down off, which is fine. But then, like that is the first reason why I think that is the case. The second reason why I kind of think is I think we are trying to make a micro term to a short term lower highs and lower lows, where we are making there's a high, there's a lower high, this is the low. Probably we'll see a lower low here. That is essentially what I'm thinking, and then we'll have a lower high, and then we'll have a lower low, like that, right? This is the action that I'll probably draw it with something else. That doesn't look good, but anyway, I think you kind of get the idea. This is the this is the high, this is the lower high, right? Like and then I'll probably think there is going to be a lower low, probably to fill the bull gap. The bull gap acts at support, then we'll have a lower high again, then we'll see a lower low. Probably we will see somewhere around 505 to 503 in the short to mid micro term kind of sense, and after that we'll resume back higher, is what I am thinking, going into summer. So keep an eye out for that. We'll see what happens. So the levels that you want to look out for this week is 517. If 517 is broken, we'll go down to 513, 515. 515 is broken, 512. These are your three levels to the downside. And if we do break 512, obviously there is a bull gap here which will act as support, right? Anything to the upside, you want to see 520 broken. Once 520 is broken, there will be a little bit of a momentum to the upside to hit back 523. So keep an eye out for that level at 520 to the upside, and the target being 523. So that's what I have for SPY on the 65-minute time frame.